Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? I think we got this going. Waiting for my end to work, but it just you know how that goes. It is always a 30-second delay. It says that we're live. It says we're live on YouTube. Not on YouTube, on Rumble. All right, we got this going. We're live here, so why isn't this showing up on my end? If you guys are out in the live chat, please comment below and let me know if we are live, obviously. And I'm going to check the Rumble app because this is always the biggest pain in the ass when you do any show and there's a delay and, all that fun stuff. So let's see here what the hell are we doing? And yes, we are live. All right, so I'm going to be checking the live chat throughout this. We have a great show tonight. I see Big Red Daddy O out there. What's going on, dude? Thank you for joining. Like I said, there's a 20-second delay, guys, so I'm going to be checking the show periodically. But let's start this show off like we're supposed to. Alrighty, what is Crackalacking, everybody? Thank you for joining the Shooting in the Woods podcast. This is episode 233 on Shooting Gallery. My name is Joe. We really appreciate you guys listening in live on Rumble because, listen, we can touch guns. We can do all that fun stuff over here. We're not censored. We really would appreciate if you, first of all, are following us here on Rumble. Hit the like button on this stream. As always, do all the fun stuff. And if you're not already subscribed on YouTube, please do that for me because YouTube is where most of our following is. So we would appreciate that. It means the world to us. And yes, we finally have the Rumble stream going on the computer. Thank God. All right. So before we get into the conversation with my buddy Chris, we have to thank the people that make this show possible. Guys, this podcast is sponsored by our good friends over at fattack.com. Fattack.com is where you can get all of our exclusive merch. This is our new logo t-shirt. You can get hats, flat brim hats. You get multicam, regular baseball caps. You can get cell phone cases, any type of shirt you can think of. And the beauty of Fat Tack is that they are made for bigger dudes. Little people can buy them as well, but if you're a big dude and you like supporting your favorite YouTuber like us, Fat Tack is where to go. We now have the Tactical Manny t-shirt for ultimate low speed and even lower drag. If you want to help support the channel, please go over to fattack.com under the influencer apparel section. Check out Shooting Gallery. There's a bunch of other creators over there. And again, you can get medical gear, optics, flashlights, belts, holsters, you name it. Check out fattack.com, and thank you for sponsoring today's podcast. Guys, check out fattack.com. Look at this. This is literally my new favorite hat. Has the new logo designed on here as well, which I think is quite badass. Fattack.com, no fat tax, so you don't have to pay extra money to get the shirts that fit you guys. It is the shit. So let's bring on my guest tonight, who 11th hour, I shoot this guy a text, and I'm like, man, I had guests lined up. It's the weekend before, it's the day before the 4th of July out there. I know probably everyone's busy. I text him. He's like, yeah, I would love to come on. So we're going to be talking with my buddy, Chris from the 740. Hello, Chris. What's up, my man?
Tactical Manny. I have to have that shirt.
Yeah, it's low speed, low drag. It's a lifestyle. I spent a lot of time designing. No, I didn't design it, but I worked with my graphic designer that made that shirt, and it's kind of like my spirit animal. It has the MP5 SD. It has the night vision, and manatees are like awesome. Like it's kind of the best of both worlds. I want that shirt in everybody's hands.
Yeah,
I want it to be. I want it to become the new tactical trash panda shirt, but that's just me.
that was too cool.
Oh
No, I'm glad you got a hold of me. It was funny because when you messaged me, I was actually watching you and Kyle's show.
Yep.
And I'm
yep.
like, yeah, I'll go on. So I got nothing going on tonight.
Hell yeah, I appreciate it, man. You know, this is the second year in a row that I don't have to bounce at a bar, because the 3rd of July, for the younger generation, they like to go out and just get belligerently drunk. And I used to have to be the bouncer that kicked them out of the bar. So I don't have to do that. Thank God. I don't miss it. It was, I mean, like, yeah, you heard some funny stories, but it's not fun, you know. They get too yippity, and they think they can mouth off to you, and it's like, no, get out now. But anyway, you got a lot of stuff that's been going on recently, which we're gonna get into. But also, as you brought up last week, we had Anderson Manufacturing on the show. If you guys can do me a favor, this week they have a massive sale going on for their 4th of July sale. It's 15% off site wide, but if you know, use code JoeJuice to save an additional 10%. You can get 25% off at Anderson Manufacturing. So check that out. Use code JoeJuice. The Frontline AR-15 pistol came in. Look at that. Now, do you have a Frontline, Chris?
Yeah, I do. Let me grab it.
Yeah, hey, we're on Rumble. We can touch guns on this one, man. Yeah, guys, this is the 11.5 AR-15 pistol. This comes with a lot of great features. We just posted a video on the YouTube channel unboxing it. It obviously doesn't come with the Gideon Optics Mediator. This is courtesy of Walter Keller, Safety Harbor Firearms. I'm borrowing it from him. But this comes with their new redesigned handguard, has M-lock all the way around, integrated QD, Magpul K2 grip, the Magpul blade brace, Break Arms Warhammer charging handle. It's coming with a pack full of features, and this is the 11.5 configuration. So I've never had an AR pistol before, but this thing is nice. I will say the trigger is kind of heavy, but maybe because it's brand new, haven't broken in yet. This might be a candidate for the JP rifle springs. If you guys have ever heard those, where they're like $12 and it lightens the springs up on your AR. But what Frontline do you have, Chris?
So I've got the 16.
Okay.
I've changed a little bit on it, being that I'm a lefty. I've got an Aero Precision Ambi safety selector on it.
Yeah.
I did drop the Rise Armament Rave trigger in it.
Okay. Yeah.
I believe that's Timber Creek.
Yeah, it's Timber Creek. Yep.
Yeah.
I can tell just by the way it's cut out. I'm like, that's 100% Timber Creek.
As far as that, it came with the Magpul stock, came with the Magpul grip. I did put this is the new Gideon Optics first focal plane Guardian. I haven't done a review on it. I did change the muzzle brake out on it. This has got the Cox Arms battle brake on it. That's what I'm actually going out to review tomorrow. And then I just added the Monster Mark Saber Light.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, where did you get what light is that? I didn't know Monster was making lights.
And my light's on that side, guys, because I'm a lefty.
So you're wrong-handed.
Yeah, wrong-handed.
Well, I mean, hey,
there's a really cool story about this rifle. So after SHOT Show, Kyle and I were talking. He goes, I really want to get one of these Frontlines to you and have you do a review on it. But the problem was they didn't have any Frontline 16s left, and I wanted the 16. So this is actually the one that was on the display board at SHOT Show.
Get out of here. That's so awesome.
So it's pretty cool. I don't know. It means a lot to me because like Kyle and I's video is the most watched video that I put out from SHOT when we were doing the overview of all the Frontline series. And so it's pretty cool to have the rifle that was on the wall.
That's awesome. Well, and I didn't know. That's the thing. I didn't know that they ran 24 hours a day either. So I learned a lot with talking with Kyle. It was a really great episode. I'm super excited to work with them. And I think with this 11.5, The Mediator's kind of that perfect in between. I might swap it out later on and get like a Holosun magnifier, like a 510 and the Holosun magnifier set up on it. The trigger is so far the trigger is the only thing I would change, but that's just me. I really enjoy I like the rail. Their mounting system is actually pretty cool. It's not like a, basic mounting system where it's just 2 cross pins. Like, it actually has some ingenuity behind it. Maybe change out the brace. I'm not used to the blade brace, so this might get an SB Tactical SBA3. But why did you go with the rifle instead of pistol?
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted something. I just wanted the rifle. I guess I have a couple AR pistols already. I've got a 300 Blackout and another 5.56. But one of the biggest reasons I went with this one was because this is my test rifle for the channel. So when I'm going to test optics, I've had 3 optics on this gun already. So I just kind of wanted this to be the workhorse of the channel to review optics and lights and stuff like that on.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, hell yeah. I might have to check out the Monstrum because I know Goonbeam just came out with their new rifle light that he said he's going to send me, which I'm probably going to put on my Frontline. Just because I'd rather have a light on a kind of like Life and Liberty gun. That's just my theory is if I'm going to have a rifle that's just going to be my do-all, like defend myself, range, you name it, I'd rather have a light on it. I wouldn't be shooting competition with a rifle. I mean, the AR pistol, just because of the barrel length. I definitely want to take it in for an AR class, an AR shooting class. So that's down the road for sure.
So as far as I can tell, I think the Arc Saber is going to be a pretty good light. I think it's $69. Well, in fact, right now I think they're running a sale on them right now for like $55.
Well,
but you get the light, you get the M-LOK mount, or you can get Picatinny. I think you have to choose when you order it. And they have black, they have FD. You also get the pressure switch, the mount for the pressure pad. You get all that stuff.
Oh, you get all of it for. Oh, okay. Yeah, because some lights they don't include the pressure pad. Guys, if you're listening out there and you're thinking about getting that, one of the ways you can actually help support Chris is by going to his website, I believe, and going through his link and help support his channel. That's one way you can actually directly support him. I've actually worked with Monstrum in the past. They sent me their 1:6 LPVO. I think it was 1:6. It was a nice. I liked it. I thought it was a great scope. The budget optics, I think now are just becoming so good quality for the money. It's like, why would I spend the money on name brand stuff when you can get stuff that's coming in 1/3 the cost? To get an LPVO, you used to have to spend $600. Now you can get one for like $350, $400 through Gideon or Monstrum or Viridian. I think has an LPVO now. What's your opinion on that?
Oh, I agree with you 100%. I mean, mostly everything I have is budget, but I'm not the tactical guy. I'm not doing that stuff. But that Frontline right there, right now, I think round count's up to 750 on it right now.
Oh wow!
I have one issue with it. It's 8 everything, a lot of reloads. We ran some steel case through it just to see if it would eat it, and it did.
Nice.
The light, as far as the Monstrum light goes, it's been on there for probably 450 of those rounds. And plus, because when we did the review on the light, we shot a couple hundred rounds through it during the day, and then we took it back that night and did all the night shooting with it. So it holds a charge pretty good. I mean, it's not going to last a real long time because I think that one's 2,000.
Okay.
I think it's either 2,000 or 2,400 lumen. They just came out with the 1,200, which they're saying is going to have double the lifespan on the battery. But
yeah. So that's sucking up a lot of power.
But the nice thing about that one is you can carry extra batteries. It does have a removable tail cap. So even though it's USB-C charging, you can still take out the battery and replace it. So
what does it take? 18650?
I do believe so. Yeah.
So that's a pretty common battery. I see Kurt24 is out in the chat. What is up, my dude? He's a channel member over on Rumble. Thank you so much for watching tonight, my man. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I got as we were talking earlier, I got a ton of videos I got to film. Tomorrow, you said you're going to be at the range and just trying to get as much stuff as you possibly can done.
I'm dying to shoot the Jackal. I still have not even pulled the trigger on that gun yet. So
I've shot the Jack. I've only shot a Jackal in 300 blackout at the Gathering, and it was such a nice gun to shoot. Like it's really smooth shooting. Kind of I think the idea of people getting these like bufferless guns, the recoil isn't as bad as you would think, and they could just take a buttload of beatings on them. Like they're awesome. I'd like to get the Jackal. It's just getting that $1,000. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
No, but again, still a great gun. I was actually looking at 5.56 prices because you're saying you got that your Frontline as it's 750 rounds. Damn, you got to. I know you reload a lot, but damn, you must be pumping out bullets left and right.
Yeah, but we did a lot of videos with it because we shot it like right out of the box, and then we took it back out for another review after I put all the upgrades on it. Well, I don't want to call them upgrades, but just basically making it wrong hand friendly. So, well, it's been in. We did a review on the Monster and Panzer LPVO with that gun, so that's why I was saying like it's proven itself that it's reliable. So it's going to be a great workhorse gun for the channel to just do reviews with.
Yeah, and if you don't have any issues within 500 rounds of it taking right out of the box, that says something. If a gun has issues within the first 500 rounds, then okay, depends. Like most of my guns, like right now, my Bear Creek Arsenal is around 650. I put a lot of rounds through that gun, and I've yet to have a single issue. And it's a 9mm carbine, but still, like, not a single issue. Haven't cleaned it at all. So our contact at Bear Creek is gonna love the clean and lubricate video on that one. She's just gonna be like, "Damn, you don't clean your gun at all."
They sent me that 22 mag upper. I don't know. It's probably been 2 or 3 months ago, and I think we've had maybe 3 failures out of that, which I consider a big win. I mean, especially when you're shooting rimfire 22 mag. But she had told me when she sent it, it comes with its own buffer, spring, and buffer. You do have to change that. But she said you're going to have to run a mil spec trigger in it. She's like, it doesn't play nice with drop-in triggers. So I was with Jesse B Outdoors down at AIM Day, and Jesse said he had the 22 LR upper from Bear Creek, and he said he was running the AIM Surplus SSTAT trigger or stat, whatever you want to call it. And so I picked one up while I was down there. Told Josh what I wanted to do, and he's like, take one home and test it. He goes, I want to see if it'll work. So it worked really well, except we had issues with Winchester Super X, but Winchester pretty much has problems with a lot of different rimfires.
Winchester just has problems like as a whole with ammunition. Yeah.
We shot a ton of
yeah.
But we shot a ton of CCI and we shot a bunch of arms core with it, and it was flawless with a drop-in trigger. So I want to get that video out here pretty soon so people know, like, hey, you can take this drop-in trigger and put it in and it will work.
Yeah, no, exactly. I haven't really gotten to 22 Magnum. I had one blow up on me. It was a very poorly made revolver, and I didn't know because I was new to guns, and I bought it from a family acquaintance, and he overcharged me for the gun. But he was cowboying it by slinging the cylinder so fast and just kind of flicking it open with one hand. So it just what it seems like is the crane got cocked and it just went in at an angle and it blew the gun up.
Man.
But I don't know. There's certain 20 plus I had to try to fix a lot of 22 AMT backups or the AMT pistols in 22 mag. But I did try the PMR 30. I really like that gun, 22 mag. So I'd like to get the CMR 30 in 22 mag. That would be a nice gun.
I fell in love with the cartridge when I was a kid. My dad had them, and I loved shooting them. But then when the M&P 22 mag pistol came out, I bought that, and I was like, man, this is awesome, just awesome to shoot.
Yeah, and it's and that's the thing. It's so versatile. So you can go friggin' squirrel. You can take coyote with 22 Magnum. Like you can do a lot with 22 Magnum. It's a pretty versatile cartridge. I wouldn't want to get shot by a 22 Magnum, but then again, I wouldn't want to get shot with anything. Not even a 177 BB gun.
Yeah.
Hurts like a bitch. So anyway, you've been doing a little bit of traveling recently. You did AIM Day at AIM Surplus, and then you just got back from GunCon. I saw a ton of footage from GunCon. I think you actually met my buddy Gamage out there and his crew.
I did.
Yeah, he was trying to think that you were, he liked, you like me more than him, and I was like, no, I wouldn't. Like, we're friends. You're the new guy here. But shout out to Gamish, by the way. He's an amazing human being. He's a great channel, guys. Go follow him on all social media and YouTube. But so how was GunCon? Because I didn't go. I wanted to, but it just at the time it wasn't working. And I think I might want to go next year, depending on where I'm at, but it looked like a great show. It looked like a lot of great vendors too.
From a creator standpoint, I think it's one of the best shows you can go to.
Really?
I was a little leery when we first got there because we could see Brownells from the highway. I mean, Brownells is like a little mini city. I mean, that building is just massive. And we could see it from the highway. So when we came off the on-ramp, I was looking at Google Maps, and it said our hotel was directly across the street. So we pulled in. Well, where we were at, it was basically our hotel, another hotel, and another hotel. And then there was a Come and Go gas station and a Casey's. That was it. So we're like, I was kind of like, well, what are we going to do at night? Because there's nothing to do here. Like, so,
you guys all hanging out at the Come and Go gas station.
So we had to be there. So I think we pulled in about 3:30 in the afternoon. So we got everything up to the hotel, got unloaded, got all the cameras packed up, ready to go to range day the next day. And we had to be at Brownells at 6:30 that night for basically a party. And we got over there, and John did an amazing job setting it up, Patton. They had this huge tent outdoors, and that's where all of us creators hung out at night. So there was probably a dozen tables in there, chairs all around the tables. They had like a little cigar lounge they made up. All the food you could eat. I mean, the food was free. They brought pizza in to us Friday or Thursday night. I mean, they had beer, pop, water. They had anything you wanted. And the networking was just amazing because you had all these small channels like me, but then you had all these big channels. Tactical Toolbox is there, Tactical Considerations is there. Mr. Big Kid was with us.
Steve, I love Steve.
Yeah,
he's such an awesome human being.
Yeah, he is. And so it's really neat because we're all just together and mingling, and everybody was super cool. Jared was there. Mr. Guns and Gear was there. But
so a lot of the bigger guys that were there.
Yeah. But they were all very easy to talk to. So, it's kind of cool because one, you get to go to this event, but two, you're kind of, you're a little starstruck too, because you're like, you're with all these channels you've been like I was watching years before I ever thought I was even going to be a YouTuber.
Fangirling out a little bit, huh?
Yeah, a little bit, and it's really cool because Mr. Big Kid he's always been like my favorite bigger channel. And so it was just super cool to get to spend a whole weekend with him and hang out and talk. And
Me, Mr. Big Kid, Kyle from Gear Know How, and Kyle's wife.
Mhm.
We all had lunch at the gather. We snuck away because everyone was like going to the food trucks they had there, and Kyle had the genius idea saying, "Let's go get Taco Bell. There's a Taco Bell 20 minutes down the road. Let's go." So we made it was such a just great time hanging out with everybody. It's the camaraderie. I see Christy Turtles out in the chat. Hello, my love. Guys, check out the Heller Foundation. And one of my favorite people in the industry, Aegis Gun Care, is out there. What is up, Rod? Speaking of that, because Rod's in the chat and I'm trying to keep the advertisement spaced out, let's thank one of the first sponsor of the podcast.
Guys, this podcast is sponsored by the amazing people over at Aegis Gun Care. Aegis Gun Care, I've been saying it for years, is the leader in firearms cleaning, lubrication, and solutions. It's a two-part system. You guys have been hearing it forever. I love Aegis Gun Care. This is the cleaner. It gets all your carbon off your firearms. It doesn't have a smell, and it's non-toxic. Then you follow it up with their special lubricant. We call it Joe Juice here on the Shooting in the Woods podcast. This stuff is amazing. It prevents rust. It lubricates your firearms. It does a ton of amazing qualities, you guys. I cannot stress enough how much I love Aegis Gun Care. They also have cleaning kits available. This is their field kit. You get everything from 22 up till 45. You can get patches, you can get hats, merchandise, and even some pretty cool cleaning mats. If you do me a favor and go over to Aegis Gun Care and use code JOEJUICE, you will save 10% off your entire order. And we thank Aegis Gun Care so much for sponsoring today's podcast.
Guys, Aegis Gun Care, you cannot go wrong. Use code JOEJUICE, 10% off the entire order. They were the first ever sponsor of this podcast, and I've always had a loyalty to Rod because, one, he makes a killer product. He is he is an American small business probe police, which I didn't realize that all of his bottles actually have the thin blue line flag on there. He had to point that out to me, and last time we had him on the show, I was like, no, it's not. And I'm looking at him, and he's just like, there you go. He finally looked at the bottle, huh, Joe? There you go. So shout out to Rod from Aegis Gun Care. Thank you so much, brother. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July. It's Independence Day tomorrow, so everyone's probably gonna be lighting fireworks off. I don't know why everyone has that joke right now that people are gonna be losing fingers this weekend. Like, I feel like that joke has gone around way too much this year. It's like, come on. I've done worse stuff with with anything else in my life, and I've never had to worry about blowing my fingers off. But all right, so you're at GunCon, you're mingling, you're getting a little fangirled out over some people. Hey, we've all been there. And so you go to this little creator event, which is awesome. That's what I love about these events, because again, we have these little kind of powwows where we get to see our friends that we only get to see once or twice a year, and it's a great time. But you guys, I didn't know GunCon had a media day, which is pretty cool. I'm kind of partial to going to a media day because now that I've been to a public event, I understand how hard it is to film at a public event.
Yeah. So they were kind of pushing us to do a lot of our filming out at Range Day, and Range Day was awesome, but nobody would have had any control of this, but it pretty much rained the whole time we were there.
Yeah,
so
you can't control
that. Kind of killed certain cameras we could use. We got to use cameras that are waterproof, so that shut down a lot of my bigger cameras that I use. So a lot of filming with phones, trying to keep the mics dry, but it was a lot of fun. There was some pretty cool guns there. I think my favorite was they had a full auto Ruger Mini 14. That was super.
That's
cool
awesome. That is awesome.
That was probably one of my son's favorites too. It was fun because I can't take him to Range Day at SHOT Show because he's not old enough. So it was super cool to be able to take him to this Range Day. It was the first one he'd done out of all the shows he's been to with me. So he got to shoot a lot of full auto stuff. He'd never used thermal before, so he got to use a lot of different thermal scopes. He's never shot suppressed, so that was cool for him to.
Oh, that's cool. That's always a fun time shooting suppressed the first time. It's like, wow, why aren't these more common? Like, I still haven't shot my suppressor I bought because everybody in the world is buying half by 28 pistons. So, y'all need to get your shit. I am not going to the GOA conference, Rod. I'm sorry, I won't. I'm actually going to be away with my family that weekend, seeing Leonard Skinner and ZZ Top. So I've had that plan for about a good year, and I know I'm going to miss a lot of people and a lot of time hanging out with my good friends in the industry, but I will not be at Goals this year. But yeah, so GunCon, I saw one thing I wish I went, one of the main things I wish I went there for was I wanted to shoot the Stuff and Things Bison conversion kit.
Yeah.
That thing looks amazing. I literally want to buy a PSA AKV just to get that conversion kit because I'm a huge Call of Duty fan, and the Bison was like one of the best guns you could use. And it's like, that inner nerdum in me from video game lore, and we can't get the real Bison kits in the country, so that's the closest replica conversion kit you can get before getting an actual Bison.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I don't know where he was at range day. I did not get to shoot it, and then I saw it the next day at the actual show. And I don't know if you've ever met Will from Stuff and Things. That guy,
I want to get him on the show because I think he makes some amazing products.
I mean, that guy could be a stand-up comedian. I mean, I actually met him Friday night after range day when we were all out in the tent drinking and hanging out. And the nicest guy I've ever talked to. So I did an interview with him the next day, and he showed that thing to me. And I was like, you had this out at range day, and I missed it. But, yeah, that thing is super cool. What do they call it? The Steezon is what they call it?
Yeah. And that's the thing. They're able to kind of put some pop culture references. And, guys of my generation, some of the stuff they name their stuff, like the double trigger shocker that they call – that, first of all, that's fucking funny. Pardon my French, but that's funny. And it's like I would buy that just for the name. Like a lot of their stuff, people look at it's like I'd buy that just for the name. Wouldn't care.
And I'll put it this way: they got another really cool trigger coming out, but we'll talk about that after the show. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can tell you that publicly.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I've been looking to get into some of their stuff too. So.
He would be a great guest. You would really enjoy having him on, man. He's got a great personality. He's just fun to talk to.
Oh, hell yeah. And I saw that High Point have released their Yeet Cannon in 380. That looked like a fun one.
That was one of my favorite pistols I shot at range.
You have some hesitation there because you're like, it's a High Point. And I'm like, no.
I know. And it's
High Points are awesome. Like, I love High Point.
Well, yeah, I have two of their carbines. And, That 380 is so heavy, it's like shooting a 22 long rifle. There was no recoil. It was just,
My
super
my
cool
buddy,
gun.
My good friend Hank Strange was out there this year, and he was like, "Oh man," because High Point, they're real close, and he did a couple videos of it. I'm like, dude, that looks cool as hell, man. Oh man, I forget the Yeet Cannon 9. I want the 380. That thing looks slick.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely get one for sure.
I mean, how much are their MSRP in coming out? I think those are coming out, what, like 275?
215.
Huh?
215.
215.
That's MSRP. So
okay, so
probably going to be under 2 in the store.
Oh, I'm literally going to text Dave like, hey, I don't care. I want this. I'll buy it. Like,
well, and the other thing that surprised me, because I did an interview with Dave the next day on it, and he's another great guy, man.
Dave, I love Dave. He's amazing.
Yeah. He was like, it's got a thread barrel, suppressor ready. It has that track in the back where the rear sight's at. You can remove it if you want to put an optic on it. It's got the Glock front sight compatibility, so you can put any Glock front sight on it. And I did not know that you could reverse the magazine release on it. So it's got a fully ambi mag release on it.
I didn't know that. Oh wow! I mean, hey, High Point, they're catering to everybody out there. I do see this in the chat. For those who are going to be going to Goals this year, the one and only Gun Dude, aka Dick Heller of the Heller Foundation, is actually going to be at Goals this year. So if you see Mr. Heller walking around, go and say hi. because he is an interesting cat. I always love his 11:30, 12 o'clock at night random text that I have to cipher because he's a G. He's just he'll send me something really random. I'm like, what are you trying to say? I'm staring at the text for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh, okay, and then we'll chat back and forth. Dick Heller's the man. But yeah, I think range, and they had some cool shotgun stuff there. I've seen a lot of coverage of it. A lot of people like the Bison. A lot of people like the High Point, and then the Wilson Combat EX or EDX9 or whatever that was compensated. I saw a lot of people shooting that.
Yeah, I think this probably the company that stole the show and range day was Bull Armory. I mean, they brought every gun they had and guns that aren't even out yet. Yeah, so
I love Bull Armory guns. I think they are so underrated. No, but everyone always, I think everyone looks at like Staccato or some of the other 2011 makers out there, or the EAA Witness, kind of the same class. And they always overlook Bull Armory, and Bull Armory has so many amazing features with it that if you finally get a chance to shoot it, you're like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah, we shot their limited optics ready gun that had the V8 porting and all that on it. That was an amazing shooter. I think the two that they brought were like their new like carry models. So I thought it was pretty cool. You know, they brought kind of like a GunCon exclusive gun, you know, to release there.
Oh hell yeah! Now
there's a lot of great videos out. Guys that did interviews with Bull. I didn't do any because their booth was just packed all day. Like,
oh yeah. And that's the thing. I think I'm gonna start changing the way I do trade shows up when I do the rare occasion I do trade shows. I'm becoming a hobbit. I don't like leaving my house. I don't unless I gotta go to work. That's it. It's getting bad, man. I got to get to some type of show or plan a trip somewhere and like create some videos with some other creators because I'm just turning into a hobbit. So I'll start growing hair on my feet and just get 6 inches shorter if I can. But I think I'm gonna just start kind of doing cliff notes of like, all right, guys, this is what I shot. I'm not gonna do interviews because nobody watches them. No one watches full length vlogs. It's you got 5 minutes. Yeah. All right, that's like the sweet spot. But what you also are both of our good friends over at Matador Arms were there. Is this the first time you got a chance to shoot the Mat 9?
Yes, it was the first time I got to shoot it. Dave was at AIM Day, so that was cool. We did AIM Day. He came on. He did my live show. Yeah, he was there. It was nice to be able to hang out with him during the show and after the show. But they did release the 16-inch carbine version there at
they released it. Oh, I thought it was already out. So the video I just did with the Endo Mag, and I talked about the 16-inch rifle. I misspoke. I was a week too short.
No, because technically you're not, because they actually won't be in production for about 30 more days where they're going to be able to be purchased. So
okay, well, I'm cool. If anyone says anything, I'll be like, listen, Chris in the 740 clarify this for me. Okay.
Yeah, you can't buy them yet, but they did bring the 16-inch upper to.
I have the 8-inch Mat 9. I love that gun. I'm actually going to be running it full auto this weekend with Walter Keller, and that is going to be quite interesting. But we're still doing the SBR build. We just did a video, guys. If you're watching the YouTube channel, please do me a favor and check it out. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Chris from the 740 on YouTube. He's got an excellent channel. He's one of the very few gun tubers I actually watched his show and I watched his content. Because it's not like he's not jamming something down my throat by peddling some bullshit merch company. But by the way, check out flattat.com. But yeah, no, check out Chris from the 740. It's a great channel. I cannot wait to get my SBR done with the Mat 9. Matador Arms makes such an innovative upper. It is so fun to shoot. It's just I have so many ideas.
Yeah, I really like the video you did on the Mean Arms the mags. That was pretty cool.
I am surprised that got fully monetized and everything was A-okay. And I'm like, I am not questioning this. This is getting published right now. I'm not messing around.
Yeah, they've been greenlighting everything here lately. I don't know what's going on.
I didn't get my podcast with Kyle from Anderson monetized. That was not monetized at all. But the unboxing of the video that got monetized. So I don't know. But yeah, those endo mags, I think, and I forgot they came out with the Exo mags, which are more of a polymer frame design with a little bit more. It's a re-engineered spring, and it's not as just like it doesn't look like a 2 pieces of plastic with a massive magazine spring. It's actually a little bit more engineered to be kind of like easy to install, which they're pretty easy to install to begin with. But they're coming in at like $15. Like you can't beat that. Like that's an easy, and for training, you're able to use PMags for 9mm, but then as long as you are able to transfer over, if you're using it on an AR platform, obviously, it's going to help out with training as well. You're not having to spend the money on 5.56, 223. Brownells is the only place I've seen so far that has the cheapest bulk 223 for $432 for a case of 1,000, which is 223 Remington. It's not bad, but still, like that's the cheapest I've seen it. So
$432 for 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's really
well, again, and that's with the $3 shipping protection. So it didn't get to shipping yet. It might just be because it's Independence 4th of July sale.
Mm-hmm.
But I am trying to get on that real quick so I can capitalize on that, because 1,000 rounds, I can run so many videos with this bad boy. Okay. 1,000 rounds of 223. Like, come on.
Yeah, you can get a lot done with that.
Yeah, well, then they had for an extra $100, you could get 1,000 rounds of 5.56 ball, but it was lap, which I didn't understand what that meant until I looked it up, and it said light armor piercing. I'm like, okay, so you can't shoot this in an indoor range. They're going to say nope.
Yeah,
but I mean, still for shooting at the range, it's really not going to matter if there's light armor piercing guys. That pretty much means there's a steel core. That's it. It's not like green tip.
Yeah, and the gun, even out the outdoor gun ranges, they're not going to be real happy with you if you're shooting their steel with that either. So
yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't actually have I've yet to be able to shoot steel at my outdoor range, which is kind of weird because every time I go to film and I'm there right when it opens, I always get put at like the public range, and it's like I'm almost have to I have to reserve a day to go there and shoot the steel. So and I mean, I love shooting steel, but at the same time it's like I'd rather just shoot paper so I can get in and out. Then again, once I start shooting steel a lot more at like my actual gun club, I'm gonna get spoiled and I'm gonna be like, why would I shoot paper? I have no reason to shoot paper.
Yeah, I mix it up. I got a couple steel plates I built stands for and stuff. I just take them to the range. But technically, even at my range, we're not allowed to shoot steel with a rifle unless it's got to be 100 yards out.
What?
Yeah. So that's
you can shoot it.
Rules.
Yeah, you can shoot it safely up to like what, 20, 50, 25 yards, 50 yards.
Yeah, I've shot a lot of steel at 25, even with 223, but yeah,
I'm
it's
not
just one
saying,
of their
yeah.
rules. But now the pistols, pistol caliber carbines or any pistol round, they don't care. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so in the competition bays, which is normally where I film, I can't shoot steel unless it's with handguns or my carbines. So
Yeah,
which is fine. At least I get to shoot it, because
Yeah.
a lot of gun ranges they won't let you even set steel up. So
yeah, which I don't understand. Like that's such a dumb rule. Like if somebody is bringing their own steel targets, so they probably know the safety that goes into shooting steel, and setting it at an angle and not having it directly. You're not going to shoot it 2 feet in front of you. Like for the most part, if it's at a public range, I understand. They don't know everybody's skill level, but not allowing it all, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, but you'll allow somebody to bring like, pumpkins and you just kind of, dirty up the range. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds totally legit. And I know that from experience because there was a range that I used to belong to back home that you couldn't shoot steel, but as long as you cleaned it up, you could shoot whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, great. But so you are going to be going to the range tomorrow. You're doing a ton of filming. What videos can we expect to see from you?
The first thing I'm gonna do tomorrow is I want to get some rounds through the Jackal. So basically, it's just going to be kind of a first impressions video, what I think about it right out of the box. There's some upgrades and stuff I want to do to it, so they'll probably be getting a lot of videos with it. I'm going to try to get the Gideon Optics Guardian 1-8 first focal plane done tomorrow, and I want to do the battle break from Cox Arms on the Anderson. So those are my three. Hopefully we'll get done tomorrow. I think it's doable because the Guardian's mounted on the Anderson, so I'll be able to kind of cross footage with two separate videos there.
Don't you love that? Yeah. I actually listened to you. I was listening to your episode with the guys at Cox Arms a couple weeks ago. Great interview. It was a great interview. They make some pretty cool stuff. I've never had a chance to get my hands on their rifles, but their muzzle brakes, the way they kind of go into it. Again, it's an AR. How many times can you kind of reinvent the wheel? But if I'm able to be like, wow, that's actually a pretty cool gun for an AR-15, that means they're doing something. Like when I got to shoot the Argos Argos Ordnance AR that they make, the guys from IV88, I shot their SPR, their 18-inch gun. That thing is awesome. I was talking to Chad at Range Day, and he was telling me everything that went into it. That gun is it rock solid, totally worth the money. But the guys at Cox Arms, the same thing. It's they make a gun that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, let me grab that EMR1. We'll show it off here.
Grab that because we are on Rumble, guys. So that means we can touch shooters. Look at that. This is the Kit Kat build. I still got to play the ad for Liberty Bell Firearms, but we're going to do that after Chris shows off the Cox Arms. And for those safety Sallies out there, there is nothing in the chamber. So let's see. Let me put your full screen here for a second so people can check this out.
All right, so I think there's 5 or 6 different Cerakote options. So he did the gray for me.
Okay.
I didn't have a black and gray gun, so I thought that would be pretty cool. I do believe this has the Breek Arms Warhammer on it also.
I'm slowly but surely this is becoming a favorite of mine. And I love Radians, but what is the trigger on that thing?
So this is the Elfman.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a Hyperfire over when I saw the
he's got some deal worked out with Elfman. It seems like a really nice trigger.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same one that he puts in his Guardian, his Highline rifle that he has, but there's your take up, and probably help if I put it on fire here.
It's unsafe.
Camera. Let's do this again here. So, all right, there's a reset.
Right there. Wow. Okay, that's a nice one.
So he has, I know in the Guardian, he puts the Elfman SOCOM trigger in it, but I'm not sure on this one. But yeah, he put Ambi safety selector on it. This is all B5 grip and buttstock.
Yep. Now the handguard.
I don't think we're going to be able to see it on camera, but I think this is really cool what he does. Let me see if I can get that angle. But
yeah, it says something in there.
He's got a saying right inside the upper.
Okay.
I just thought that was kind of a cool little thing. And then he's got the his Cox Arm battle break on this too. So this is what I put on the front line. And this thing is just stupid light. It doesn't weigh anything. So
the handguard, I thought for a second it was a Timber Creek handguard, but I'm like, no, it's not. That's a proprietary.
Yeah, he's got his logo and everything in it.
Yeah, I like that. That's a nice handguard. And the way it's attached too, it's not just going into raw aluminum. So
Yeah, and this is my first B5 Systems grip and buttstock, so I'm kind of excited about that. I've never messed with them, so
yeah, that's that. I mean, the B5 systems are comfortable stocks. Like they're comfortable stocks, couple grips. A little expensive for my taste, but then again, I'm kind of a Magpul purist. I'd rather just have some type of Magpul, or if it's a Mission First Tactical minimalist stock, that's also a favorite stock of mine.
well, the plus side to this gun too is this is what he considers. This is his budget gun. That's why he called it the EMR1. It's called the Everyman's Rifle. I do believe this is out the door $10.99.
That's not bad at all. That's not bad.
No,
at
you're
all.
getting. I mean, you figure you're getting all B5 system stuff, ambi, ambi safety selector. You get that trigger. I'm sure that trigger's got to be a couple $100.
Oh yeah.
And you're getting your ambi charging handle. So, and then the battle brake, he sells that for $80 on his website. So you're getting that on the gun too. So,
I mean, hey, you can't beat that. But before we get on, as we're kind of wrapping up here, I still got to have one more sponsor, and thank you to this particular sponsor because it makes probably one of the coolest things I have in my collection.
Guys, this podcast is sponsored by Liberty Bell Firearms. Liberty Bell Firearms is the Cerakote of choice here on the channel. They did the Kit Kat build, paint on the frame. This is the SCT frame. Everything we built over from Brownell's Parts. I said, man, I want this to look like a Kit Kat wrapper. He did it. This is awesome. The video is not doing it justice. He not only did the logo, but he did the pins, controls, all different colors, extremely custom. And he also offers laser stippling on things like AR-15 grips, laser engraving as well for metal parts, say your slide, frame, 1911 grip panels. Guys, if you want to get some really cool designs done or get some stuff Cerakoted, please check out Liberty Bell Firearms. They're offering the listeners of this podcast 20% off by using code JOJUICE. We thank Liberty Bell Firearms for sponsoring today's podcast.
Guys, Liberty Bell Firearms, use code JOJUICE, 20% off. They do some of the best Cerakote in the game, and he is a veteran owned and operated company. Look at that. The red is just coming through. Just perfect. I love this gun. Absolutely amazing. Check out Liberty Bell Firearms. Use code JOJUICE. So, yeah, that Cox Arms thing looks pretty dope. Again, it takes a lot for me to be like, oh, wow, that's actually a pretty nice AR, because how many times can you gussy up an AR to be like, this is the best entry level, where their handguards are pretty much, similar. But, for what you're getting for the money, too, is also a contributing factor for me. Like, you're getting a really nice trigger, it seems, for $10.99?
yeah.
Yeah.
Really, the only thing that I have to put on this is ambi mag release. I don't have to do anything to this gun.
Yeah, I was considering putting an ambi mag release on mine. I've never really had ambi mag releases, but I don't know, maybe I think for this one, what I'm probably gonna do is if the trigger doesn't lighten up after shooting it, I'm gonna swap the trigger out. I'm not gonna change anything with the charging handle. I'm really liking that. I'm not doing anything with the handguard. I like that. I think what I honestly might do is maybe change the muzzle brake from the flashlight to something different. New trigger, maybe ambidextrous safety selector, or even in a large safety selector, and maybe a couple handguard covers with a light. Nothing too crazy with this. Something, and plus I gotta add a sling to it, but I don't think I need to add anything really. The grip is pretty comfortable. I forgot the K2 grip is actually really comfortable because I'm so used to the Strike Industries enlarged grips because I got such big ass meaty hands. So I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna have to change that much stuff out on it. Let's see here.
I just run all the ambi mag releases I run are the Strike Industries ones. They work great.
Yeah, and I think they're what, like $50?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't beat that. Big Red out there, or Big Red Daddy O, sorry, says he changed all his stuff over to B5s. Good stuff, change of pace. Exactly. And let's see. Christy Chotel says, any good sales tomorrow? I still need to pick up a sling for the AR. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, Christy just bought her first AR, guys, and it's pretty dope. She picked up an FN 15. free float rail. It's actually a pretty sweet gun, and through a Holosun 510 on there. But she's looking for a sling. I think Brownells has 15% off site wide. Anderson has 15% off site wide. Also use code JoeJuice for an additional 10%, guys. 25% off of Anderson.
The cheat code.
Yeah, it is the cheat code. Now you work with Mid-South Shooter Supply too. So do they got anything for like, or is it mostly just reloading stuff?
Yeah, I haven't really looked. I mean, all they've sent me so far is like primers and stuff like that.
I gotta check them out because I still need to get some shotgun reloading components, and I'm just too cheap. I don't want to go to my local trap field and pay $80 for like 500 primers.
Yeah, I might grab some stuff from Anderson this weekend, especially since we can double dip with the code. So,
well, Kyle, he let it out of the bag because he was like, I can't confirm nor deny that. I don't know. I'm not saying you can, but if you do, I don't know. And I'm like, so I'm going to take that as a Da Vinci Code avid watcher. Yes.
Well, that was like, I can't remember if it was Father's Day or the Memorial Day sale, but I do believe there was some lowers that they had for like $29, and my subscribers were going over there and throwing my code on top of those stripped lowers, and I'm like, they can't be making any money at this point.
Yeah, who knows? They're probably just trying to overstock for all we know. And again,
yeah,
when lowers are $30 and you can use a code for 10%, so it gets you almost to what? With shipping under $30 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like under $30 with shipping, I would be buying. I'd buy like 4 or 5 of them, just stack them in the safe. I'll build it. Everyone, I'll build that once down the road. Maybe I'll do this, but it's always good to have them. But I don't know what other good sales. PSA always has deals, so like I don't know what's good. I would say definitely get a sling from Brownells. You can get the Magpul slings for like, I think they go for like $40. And the MS1 slings are really nice, really good slings. Or you can go to fattac.com and get the Blue Alpha slings. So those would be good. Fattac.com, guys. Get your hats, get your shooting gallery merch. Tactical Manny t-shirts are available. So one of my favorite t-shirts I designed. But what is your plan other than going to the range tomorrow and shooting a bunch of freedom on the day we celebrate our independence from tyranny? Are you guys going to do fireworks? You got any cookouts you got going on? What is your Independence Day plans?
Pretty much. I'll take the wife tomorrow night to watch fireworks. We got a little spot we go to every year, that like a little hidden spot nobody knows about. We just go park there and watch them. We'll probably go out to dinner first and then go do that, and that's really about all we got planned. We'll probably just kind of lazy all weekend.
Well, you have been traveling too. I am going to build. So at the 1911 build, I'm going to stop by Walter Keller's for a little cookout, hang out there for a little bit until I get too hot and say, I'm done. It's too hot. Can't do it. And then I'm probably going to walk down. It's the beach. They run fireworks on the beach down here. So I'll just walk down. I did last year because I was like, there's no way I'm getting parking anywhere on this side of Florida. So since the luxury of living behind the beach, I can just walk half a mile and I'm, prime time, which is good. And also I get to see like the crazy people that have been drinking on the beach all day leave after the fireworks. It's awesome. The fact that they get all like rowdy, it's like live TV. You can't beat it. So I gotta do that. But then I got work Friday and then the weekend off. So I considered taking tomorrow off, but I was like, you know what, I gotta work. I gotta make the time. So are you well, granted, you're your own business. Are you taking that day? Are you taking Friday off?
Yeah, we're shut down now. So we go back to work. We don't go back to work till Monday morning.
Awesome. So you got a nice 4-day weekend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So Friday, I'll probably just spend the day editing video. I still got half of my videos from GunCon yet to edit.
I know.
And tomorrow I'll be adding more to the editing. With
You're literally just like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? That's how I feel. But it's also when it's doing videos that I enjoy making, it kind of makes up for it, you know. Plus, it's so damn hot out that I don't really need to be outside. It's like 100 degrees every day right now, so I really don't want to be outside.
Now I find the editing relaxing. That's normally when I'll get caught up with on all my friends' content. I'll sit here and edit on one computer and have YouTube running on the other computer, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the editing part, adding the music and doing all the fun stuff. So
I got to get better with my music because I've had the same track for probably the past 2 years as the ambience noise as I talk or as I'm shooting, and I'm like, I gotta change it up. I gotta figure out some different type of music. But guys, please do me a favor and go over to youtube.com and check out Chris from the 740. I'll have his channel linked in the description after. That's the one thing I did forget when I did the description. I got home from work and I'm like, oh damn, I gotta make the stream. I gotta do all this. Oh no.
And we are uploading all the videos from YouTube on Rumble now. So Rumble
okay.
People, everything is they all go up the same day. So I'm kind of enjoying it over here on Rumble, to be honest with you.
It's really fun. Streaming's really fun. The least amount of censorship you can possibly think of, which is awesome. I'm also starting to put all my tutorial videos on here as well, because HowTube is apparently I have to pay to get more storage for uploading videos, and I'm damn near half filled up on storage over on HowTube. So to combat that, I'm gonna start posting everything on Rumble as well, and it's really fun. So guys, also check out Chris from the 740 on Rumble and on Instagram, X. You name it. He's been posting a ton of deals on his X, also on his YouTube community tab. So, this is a creator that is literally working his ass off, getting out great content, and he deserves. We got to get Chris over 20,000. All right, I want you to be over 20,000 by the end of the year.
I don't know.
I know you're looking at your projections, and I'm like,
I'll be happy with 10, to be honest with you.
Yeah, if I can break 5 this year, I will be so happy. 5,000 subscribers. It might not be a lot to certain people, but to me, that's a lot of people.
But you're moving quick, because the last time when I was on your show, which wasn't that long ago, you just hit 4. Yeah, now you're up to you're
43,
you're close to 4250 now, I think, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just over 42. I think let me check right now because I got that app. It's not like I don't check it 15,000 times a day. I am 4,246. So I'm 4 away to 4,250. Okay. So
you'll hit 5K for sure this year.
As long as I keep up, I should be able to break 5K by the last hour of the year. December 30, New Year's Eve, I will probably break 5K. Unless the 1911 videos take off, I might be able to hit it closer. But guys, check out Chris from the 740. He's a great channel, great videos. He's got a ton of content coming. All right, he has so much. I know how much stuff he has down the pipeline. So please go ahead and subscribe. Next week we will be back at the same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern, over here on Rumble. And we're going to have Parcel Safety coming on the show. They are a gas mask company that actually get back to me when it comes to scheduling stuff. So I am super excited. There's a little bit of an inside joke I'll tell you after. But it is Parcel Safety is a gas mask company out of Indiana. We're going to be talking about all the gas masks that they make, talking about the importance of having a gas mask, not just for shit hits the fan. If you are a paint contractor, wearing a respirator is probably what is going to save your life. I had to wear a respirator for a majority of my 20s, spraying paint and lacquer and all that stuff. It's not good getting in your lungs. So, but guys, thank you so much. Chris, you have the last word. Tell the people what you're excited about coming up, if there's any other thing that I missed, telling people where to find you.
I think we covered all of it. Chris from the 740, pretty much across all social media. And man, thanks for having me on again. I always enjoy doing this show. So
no problem, dude. You always have a open invite to come on this show. But guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay safe, stay shooting. Please, for the love of God, have a amazing 4th of July week. Or if you guys have a 4-day weekend, spend time with your families. Enjoy the time you have with each other. Celebrate America's independence from a tyrannical king that tried to take over our lives. We are celebrating our independence from England. And let's, and don't blow your hand off with fireworks, please. I really don't want to see anything on the news. But all right, guys, thank you so much. Stay safe, stay shooting. Peace.